And then another. And then another.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your fucking clout. Woo!
It's showtime, folks! Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report on the Built-In Buffalo Network. I'm your host, Tommy, and joining me is my main man, King Aramis. What is going on, Aramis?
Man, feeling great. My fantasy team is winning right now, and man, Williams just got another touchdown. This is looking good for the Lions right now, too.
Yeah, man, Lions are up 27-14, and they're driving. A little trippage there. Golf going deep, and golf touchdown. Lions just went up another score, 34-14. Whew, they're kicking their ass. Yeah, Built in Buffalo. Shout out to them. Go ahead and subscribe to their Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff. We are now linked with them. So, Sandra King, what is going on? You got another King in here, King Aramis, King Sandra. Let's go, Buffalo. Sophia, what is going on, Sophia? Go Bills. Yes, let's do it, man. Man, I didn't get to talk to you about last week's game to my show, Detroit and Buffalo. Close game at the end, but I thought Buffalo kind of had control most of the game. They started out strong. Remember, I always say like the Cobra Kai, right? Strike first, strike hard, right? No mercy. They did 2 or 3, right? They didn't show the mercy thing, right? They showed mercy. They kind of, Sean McDermott went with the soft zone defense again, like he always does late in the game, and Detroit scored mighty quick and really kind of almost made it a game. That onside kick, huh? Whew. So talk to us real quick about last week. What was your thoughts about last week's game?
I think in the second half when they started to let off, I think a big reason why that is the injury pileups. I mean, when you play as physical as they played, as fast as they played, and as aggressive as they played in that game, you do run the risk of ending up like the Lions have with 18 players on injured reserve. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm, and we saw Milano go down. I think at one point Dorian Williams went down too. So then you had Balin Spector coming in. He got hurt in that game. You know what I mean? So I think at some point Sean was just like, you know what? We got to just try and get out of here with the dub as best we can. And I mean, you got to give the defense enough credit, because they were able to hold them off just enough, and the offense did what was necessary to stay ahead. So, I think it was a very good game. I was more excited and happy for what Sean said after the game, which is this is how we have to win games now.
Mm-hmm.
When your traditionalist minded defensive head coach understands and realizes we may have to win some of these games with offense. Right. That's a big sign of success. Like we're finally reaching that next level where this is a team that is just willing to do whatever it takes to win a game, and that's what's going to be necessary in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it's going to have to be. I think it has to be because this defense is average right now. I mean, plus we have a lot of injuries. And by the way, you guys want to know the inactives? We got them, and I'll let you know what they are. Curtis Samuel, inactive. DeMar Hamlin, inactive. Taylor Rapp, inactive. Rasul Douglas, inactive. Matt Milano, inactive. Tylen Grable, inactive. And Dwayne Carter, inactive. Matter of fact, I'll pop it on the screen just so you guys can see, and I'll put it there for a little bit because I know you guys will ask again for the people that are joining, and I'll go ahead and pop that up. There you go. There's your inactives. We'll talk a little bit, and I'll pop that back down. So, yeah, man. So what do you feel about these inactives today, man?
I think these are all just, quasi bye-week rest periods for these players. I mean, these are all guys the Bills are going to need going forward, whether it's a support role or a spot role or something like that. I mean, look, as we talked about before the show, I've been giving hot takes since I've been on with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's another one, right? You ready? I think Kyer Elam needs to be starting over Rasul Douglas, even if Douglas is healthy. I think the dimension that he gives you from a man coverage standpoint at this point in the season and with the teams you're going to face is much greater than what Rasul Douglas gives you in the zone game.
Right.
The offenses that we've faced the last 2 to 3 weeks, they've forced the Bills to play man. And you can't afford as a defense to have to show your hand a little bit more by swapping corners off the field whenever you want to play man or you want to play. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
Rasul Douglas at his age and with the injuries that he's faced all season, I just don't know if he's going to last long enough. And I don't know if he has enough at this point in his career to be what he was last year. And that's kind of sad, you know what I mean? Because he set the city on fire with the 4 interceptions and you know, the playmaking ability and all of that. We needed that Rasul Douglas now. So I would start Elam the rest of the season. Let him get that experience against these 3 teams. These are 3 teams that you can afford to play him against and make the mistakes because you're still going to win these games anyway. And then let him take that into the playoffs and show us what he can do.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. We talked last week about Kyer Elam, and I didn't think he was going to get. Remember, I thought it was going to be probably Ingram, but I guess McDermott listened to our pregame and was like, you know what, Tommy and King Aramis is right. Got to go ahead and put Kyer Elam in the game. And McDermott shot me a text and said thank you for letting me know that Kyer is the better.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah. And I said, no problem, coach. I got you anytime. So you're welcome. But no, I thought he played pretty well. I did. And he needs to continue to play well because I don't know what it is with him and McDermott, how he gets in these dog houses. But he'll get it. I think he'll get another opportunity today, obviously. Yeah. Rasul Douglas is out. How did you think Cole Bishop played last week? And because he's going to be playing again.
Yeah, I think he's about on par for where you expect a rookie to be, especially at the safety position. Usually one of the things that safeties have to get used to is the speed with which everything happens. And I think for Bishop right now, it's his ability to process what's happening in front of him, because every time he's been on the field, the offenses he's faced or the coordinators that he's faced have put him in conflict. And what I mean by that is the route concepts that they run at a particular safety are designed to take him in one of 2 different ways. And so you force the safety to have to choose one and choose correctly based on the rest of what everybody else is doing in coverage. That takes a higher level of processing and knowledge of the defense in terms of who's going to do what, but it also takes experience in playing with the guys that you have on the field, because you have to have a general idea of how they think the game to know what they're going to choose to do if they're in conflict. You know what I'm saying? So those 3 things, I think, is what he still needs to grow in. But I think, you know, his athleticism and his natural skill at the position helped him out at times. You know what I mean? He almost got beat deep, but he didn't. So we're not talking about it right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think he's on par for a rookie.
I thought Cam Lewis struggled a little bit. I thought, I like Cam Lewis. I thought he struggled last week. I wonder, and not wonder because we know Micah Hyde is not playing. So it's going to be Cam Lewis probably again, I would assume. Yeah. But I think we'll be okay. It's the Patriots, right? We'll get into that game soon. I don't think, I get it. I think some of these guys could have played today. I just think the coach is looking at it like, do we really need them out there at whatever percent they are healthy? Nah. You know what I mean? We'll get by with Cam Lewis and Cole Bishop back there and Kyer Elam another week. And that's not a shot at those guys. It's just, I don't think we need to play them to win this game. So, yeah. And by the way, did you hear the story that came out today? I don't know if you heard it, that Josh Allen did have a broken hand. He's been playing with the broken hand. I don't know if it's broken anymore. I don't know how long it heals, but I think it was Schefter that came out with the report. Somebody came out with the report that he had a broken hand. So how do you feel about that?
I mean, I knew there was a fracture early on. I
thought it was with his fingers. I could swear he broke his fingers because they had the two taped up, but maybe I was wrong. But anyway, sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I mean, the way that he was holding it, and for as long as he's had to wear it, I kind of got the impression that there was maybe a fracture. It might not have been a serious break or something like that, because he might have had to wear a club at that point. But the fact that he's had to wear it this long, I figured it was something a little more serious than just a bone bruise or something, something like that. So, you know what? Until we see that it bothers him, I'm not worried about it, because he's played the entire season with it. He's been physical and aggressive with it. He's jumped in the air with it. He's slid with it. He's, tucked his shoulder and tried to, bulldoze guys, and it's been fine. He'll rub it from time to time if he gets hit on it or something like that. But at the end of the day, Josh Allen has played with the UCL injury. He's played with,
which was even worse, right?
Yeah, right. He's played with a bunch of different things, and he's shown us he can handle it. So
absolutely. Yeah, he's a dog, man.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's a dog. Ariola coming in saying, Aramis, King Aramis. Bro, you're growing on me so much, man.
Appreciate that.
I mean, that's...
The fact that you had that waiting in the cut, man. We got to talk about that.
I'm sorry.
You just had that sitting there waiting. Like, how long did you plan that?
I had it planned. Oh my God. Sophia coming in says the Chiefs won, and we'll probably win again Wednesday. Jeez, Sophia. You know what? I had them winning against Houston. Like, I picked them. I don't know so much. I'll be honest with you. On the road, back-to-back, Pittsburgh and Denver. Call me crazy. I have them losing both games. Call me crazy. I get it.
Nope.
But I just have this feeling, folks. But I had a feeling they would beat the Texans. And by the way, Tank Dell, gruesome. Ugh. I don't know if you saw the photo, but my God. And that was, I don't know what bone that was sticking out of, I'm guessing his leg, but it was right by his knee. And I don't know how much damage he got is done. I don't know if any reports came out, like, as far as damage, but I don't know how that dude's going to be playing next year. Like, that was gruesome, bro. I don't know. That funky ass ambulance that came out. G.I. Joe ambulance. Yeah. It was like, weird, man. But anyways, I think this might be the last game the Bills go all out on offense, at least scoring 30 points. So listen, here's the deal, man. Like, Wednesday, the Chiefs play. So it's a quick turnaround game. We win today. Obviously, they're going to be paying attention to what happens Wednesday. I think the Chiefs do lose Wednesday. If that's the case, obviously we will still be going all the way in the Jets game to win that game and put all our starters out there. And then we're going to be watching again. The Jets play 3 games, 15 days, something crazy like that. So they definitely have an opportunity to lose both games. So we'll see. But if they do win Wednesday, yeah, I could kind of see us, resting some more guys like you see today. So we'll see how it goes. I would say Wednesday is very important. Let's see. I watched that Josh Allen refuses to be ignored commercial at least 87 times. I haven't seen that one. Have you?
It refuses to be ignored?
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I'll have to look for it.
Yeah.
Sophia's laughing. Let's go. But yeah, man. So, boy, Josh, setting records, King Aramis. And if you don't get the MVP, throw that shit in the trash, bro. Honestly, like, it doesn't mean, listen, I'm not like crazy about the truth. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not like, oh, it's the, I'm going to be like out there, like starting fires or anything. I'm so mad. But if he doesn't get it, honestly, it's time that we just all forget about it. It's pointless. It doesn't mean anything at that point because he deserves it. Like, he's deserved it in the past. He definitely deserves it this year.
Right.
I was eating lunch, bro. I couldn't believe this old ass Lions fan. I was at Taco Bell. He came up to me. I thought he was gonna like talk trash or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, that Josh Allen doesn't get the MVP. Throw that thing in the trash." I'm like, "Wow, all right, okay." I'm like, "Yeah, okay." So he's like, I like golf, but Allen is a one of one. He's a unicorn. I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. You ain't lying. You ain't lying."
Yeah.
Keep on preaching, brother.
The crazy part is there's still people out there saying Lamar Jackson still got a shot.
Nah, bro. You saw that play he did the other day, bro. If it's not, listen, I like Lamar. It's not a knock on Lamar, but come on, man. Let's be real, man. Like it's really like the best quarterbacks right now in the NFL, in my opinion. Still, you have to give Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen. Like I think their tier is just ahead of everyone else, bro.
Right.
It is, man. I think Josh Allen is more unique than Patrick Mahomes as far as like skill set. But I think Patrick Mahomes just has something about him. You know what I mean? Like as well. You know what I mean? Makes him so unique. And he's tough, bro. He is tough. I'll give him that, man. But Lamar's right below him. But listen, man, like Josh Allen, what he's doing this year, setting records, everything he's done so far. And not only that, going into the season, everybody was saying, this team's not going to finish first in the East. Josh Allen has nobody to throw to. Mm-hmm. Josh Allen's his numbers are going to decline, blah, 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 blah. And they haven't. I mean, in fact, they've gotten better as far as turnover ratio, just how Josh Allen's playing, just being smarter out there. So you got to give credit to Josh too, man. Like Josh has stepped up. He bought into Joe Brady's ways, which is everybody eats. Let's just I'm going to let you do what you want, but let's dial back on some things, right? Got to be a little bit more careful with the ball. And I think he's totally bought in, man. And you could see it, man. Like, I mean, look, last week against the Lions, no targets for Amari Cooper, 0. And we still put up a shit ton of points, right?
Right.
A shit ton of points. I think that changes. I think Amari gets some targets this week, right? I think Allen's going to go, hey, don't worry about it. But I don't think Amari was bitching either at the same time. Amari don't give a fuck. Like, that's the difference between Amari and Stephon Diggs. Like, at least how I could see it. Amari seems like a real true professional. Hey, man, as long as we're winning, I don't give a fuck. And I feel like Diggs was like that the first 2 years. I do. I really do.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not a knock on Diggs. A lot of receivers are like that, by the way. There are a lot of divas out there. But I think as it went on, Diggs was here, and we were kind of not winning in the playoff games we were supposed to. That's where Diggs was like, come on, man. You know, like, give it. Yeah, and then it became a problem.
Yeah.
Then it became a problem. Then it became more about him than the team, and can't have that. But either way, here we are, Aramis. We have an opportunity to possibly catch the 1 seed. If we don't, we don't. We're still in the playoffs. We're still going in hot. I want this team to go into the playoffs hot on offense. I don't want us to let up because, like you said in the beginning, of this podcast, bro. Look, I'm not saying I don't trust the defense totally, but they're going to give up some points, bro. Yep. And our offense has to be humming, man. And it's like if you go back to like all of our playoff losses for the most part, the defense has let us down. And if the offense ain't clicking, bro, we ain't winning. So this offense has to stay on track. It has to keep coming out the gate strong. And I want that mojo to just continue to roll into the playoffs, bro.
Right. Yeah. One of the things that I'm noticing as a trend for the Bills in the playoffs is, and the difference between the Bills in the regular season, the regular season Bills usually are able to get ahead of most teams and stay ahead and ride that out. And that's exactly how Sean wanted to win games. He wanted to get a lead, keep a lead, chew away a clock, make the game go by fast, keep the other team's offense off. All the traditionalist mindsets, ways that you want to win a game. And
all right.
In the playoffs, you just can't do that. Offenses are too good, and namely the offense that keeps knocking you out of the playoffs is too good. So
right,
you have to play exactly like you played against the Lions. You have to play exactly like you played against the Chiefs, and take that aggressive nature to make sure that you can still attain that lead while still doing things throughout the game that keep the offense off balance. And that's the name of the game for this defense now is how can we keep the offense off balance? Because That's the only thing that teams have done to Josh in the playoffs is how can we keep Josh off balance? That's it.
Right.
That's all Spags is really specialized in doing. He can't take away one specific piece because when he does that, Josh takes over. Okay, well then we're gonna spy Josh. All right, well now you're giving up holes in the zone, and Josh is gonna hit those. So these are the things that the Bills are exploiting this year in terms of Josh's ability to play at a superhuman level, and
Right.
that offense in the playoffs is going to do extremely well. There's no defense in the AFC that's going to stop this offense. There isn't one, right? It doesn't exist. And I'm even including teams that aren't going to make it into the playoffs. There just is no defense in the AFC, right? When you take that into consideration, the how can I say this? The way that you calculate wins is matchups. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, if nobody can stop my offense, that's an automatic advantage. That's 1 point meet, right?
Right.
Then you say, okay, well, what's the other team's advantage? Well, it's the run against my defense. Well, we're gonna get out of how do we I'll get to that in a second. We're gonna go 4-3 base instead of playing nickel. And we'll shoot gaps with our 4-3 base like we did against the Lions and shut down what is supposed to be the best run game in the league, aside from comparatively the Ravens. But that's how you mitigate your weaknesses in the playoffs. You change what your identity is, therefore changing what your habits are. And we've seen it now. Once the Bills get to that mode, there is no stopping them.
I agree.
No stopping. You know what I mean?
I agree. Unless I will say this, there was two different games over the last 2 weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got the Rams game where we didn't strike first and we didn't strike hard, and we were playing catch up the whole time. Then you had the Lions where we struck first, we played good defense for the first couple series, and you got a lead. The problem is, we can't have that happen in the playoffs where we come out the gate slow, we get behind, and then we're playing catch up. And the defense is just not getting stops because it's going to be like the Rams game all over where, we may score 40 points, but the other team's going to score 44, right? And we're going to lose. So that's where that's where I need to see this defense, stepping up early, at least getting some stops where our offense can get ahead, get a cushion, and then let McDermott do his soft zone bullshit for the rest of the game, right? Because that's pretty much what he does, right? But if we could do that, I believe we can win because I believe our offense can stay the course and keep that cushion, where we wind up winning the game, where it comes down to maybe not stupid onside kick, which, man, that I gotta say, the line, that was a great onside kick. That really was, because everybody was expecting to the right. And I was not thinking that. So, but either way, we got the win. But that's why I want to see this team, because going forward, that's all I expect from the defense, honestly. Because like I said, I think they're going to give up points. But if they can get some stops early on in the first quarter, right, and our offense can get humming quick, then I think we'll be just fine, bro. And I don't, like you said, I don't know who could stop us. Now, there was a question here about Philly. If we met them in the Super Bowl, let's say, how do you feel we match up against Philly?
So I think we have too much on offense for Philly. Their defensive line versus our offensive line is advantage them. They have great defensive line play. They do a lot of different things with their defensive line, and they just have better athletes overall across their defensive line than we have on offense. A lot of people would say that their secondary would do well against our receivers. I don't think that's the case. I think they have good players. We just have way too many weapons. Their linebackers are aggressive and they have some speed, but I don't think they have enough speed if we wanted to get Dawson Knox loose in the seam, or if we wanted to get Dalton Kincaid on the flag route or something like that going up against these linebackers. You could even go as far as to do to Philly what we did offensively to the Lions, where you match up a running back on one of those linebackers and just destroy them that way. This is
Mm-hmm.
also a team that you would do well to run screens against too. I mean, the Bills are now showing that they do have a screen game. Something we've
I
never
can't
seen.
believe it. Where did that come from?
Right.
Have they been practicing screens now?
Well,
They just found out about them, that they
yeah.
work?
It seems they're good at whatever they value, right? That's what seems to be coming out about these guys. Whatever they think is important, that's what they start getting good at. But yeah, no, I think Philly is probably the toughest team that we can go against in the Super Bowl. It just in terms of their defense from top to bottom. Now, our defense versus their offense, we're heavily outmatched, and we would have to do exactly what we did to the Lions to the Eagles. Here's the deal with that though. From left to right, the Eagles' offensive line is the only offensive line in the league better than what the Lions have. It's the only one, right? Every guy on that line can move men, everyone. And when you have a guy like Saquon Barkley back there, it's very different from the style or the scheme, I shouldn't say scheme, the play calls that you would see from the Eagles as opposed to the Lions, right? Usually you have an idea of what packages to consider or think about as a player when you're going against Jahmyr Gibbs on the field. And those plays are different from what you're going to get going against Montgomery on the field, right? With Barkley, he can do the jobs of both, right? So when he's on the field at any given time, he's going to get that ball behind that offensive line, and you better be ready for it. Now, here's the problem. They have two number one wide receivers on the outside that can play well against zone and man. So if you cannot limit that run game and you're forced to deal with an even attack from that offense, you're in for a very long game, and you're going to be confident. This is one of the reasons why I want Elam to get his burn now, so that he's ready for a matchup like that. He's ready for a matchup against an AJ Brown deep, or he's ready for a deep crosser against Devontae Smith or something like that. We need him to step up and be a number one guy. But my hope is that he gets an opportunity to do that. But I mean, I think we match up against the Eagles probably better than any other team in the AFC, though.
Yeah, I hear that. Callie Blitz, what up, Callie? RD needs to step the up in the playoffs. Yeah, they do. I mean, at least play. Like, come on, man. Like I said, at least come out strong in the first half and get us a cushion so our offense isn't playing behind. Yeah. That's all I care about. Like, I feel like, I just feel like it's going to be the same, guys, as far as what McDermott does late in games if we do have a lead. Like, he's going to play that soft zone. We're going to give up some points late in games. That's why we need that cushion. That's why the offense needs to stay hot. Yep. And we need to continue to score a lot of points. And really, today, I think we're going for a record today. Was it 9 straight games over 30 points, something like that?
Yep, 9 straight.
I think we'll get that today, guys. I do. I'll give you we'll give you our score prediction later. Let's get to the big three right here. Let me get rid of this. Get to the big three now. So we got a couple today. We'll get through quick, so we're not on here forever. Let's get to the 3 key matchups for today. All right, let's get to it. 3 key matchups. Here we go. All right, you got Spencer Brown versus Keon White. Says White has had a bit of a breakout second season in New England. White is tied for a team high in sacks with 5 and has the most tackles for a loss with 7. White will likely line up across from Brown. The Bills' right tackle has had a positive season himself, but he has dealt with a neck injury, which occurred late in Week 15, win over the Lions. So I think he'll be all right, man. Spencer Brown's tough, dude. But what do you feel about that matchup? Think Spencer's all right?
No, I don't. I think he's. Yeah, I think he's been getting a lot of treatment this season to deal with that. But when you're that big of a guy and you're already dealing with back issues, that leads to neck and hip issues and stuff like that. Anytime the back is dealing with any kind of alignment issues, it throws everything out of whack. So I wouldn't be surprised if this was something he was dealing with early on in the season. It's just been lingering and we didn't know about it until he got hurt in the last game. So
Right.
For the way that he plays though, because I think he relies more on his athleticism than his technique. A lot of times, you'll catch him leaning. One of my co-hosts, my boy 40 Keys, he talks a lot about how Spence doesn't sit. He doesn't, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't
Right.
have a heavy trunk. He doesn't sit in his stance and kind of, use that knee bend to properly position himself against smaller defenders, right?
Okay.
It's one of the reasons why him and Deion Dawkins this year have the most holding penalties on the team, and I think they're almost tops in the league too in terms of holding penalties amongst tackles. So when you have a tackle that's that big and he's having back issues and he's not technically sound and he's going against and I don't know much about White, but if he's any kind of speedy type of rusher, he's going to have some issues. Now, again, Spencer Brown's athleticism saves him a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with Josh getting the ball out fast and Josh moving around and stuff like that, I think Josh makes it pretty easy on his offensive lineman in the passing game, and I don't think Spencer Brown's going to have that hard of a time managing the guy he's against, whether it's White or whoever else. But I don't know. There's not much about this Patriots defense that scares me at all. So this is probably at the top of that list, which is a very small pile of salt. You know what I mean? It's not that bad.
I think Spencer will be all right. I get where you're going with it. I mean, I know he's had the history with the back, but I know he had the surgery back to back. I think he had 2 surgeries actually to his back since he's been here. But I feel like this is more of a neck thing, and I don't know, kind of stinger. We'll see. I think he'll be all right this game. I wouldn't stress it too much when it comes to Spencer Brown and that. He's been relatively healthy over the last 2 seasons so far. Yeah. So let's see. I would say monitor it. Let's see how he plays today.
Yeah, I don't want people to be scared of the injury or anything.
But I don't think he'd be. I think he would be inactive, to be honest with you, like the other guys that we have, because he is obviously our best tackle right now. So I feel like
I would trust Vandermark out there, honestly.
That's what I'm saying. But I don't know if maybe it's not as bad as because I think if it was, or if there was any kind of concern, they would put RVD in there. You know what I mean? So you'll be all right. I want to over stress that. Tony says, I think this will be a struggle game, especially since everyone is expecting a blowout. I don't think so. But I will say this though. It's a division game, and division games can be tricky sometimes. I still think we wind up winning by at least 10, 13 points. I'll give you my prediction later, but I don't think honestly, it's a rookie quarterback. Even though I like him, I think he's going to get better. McDermott, to be honest with you guys, he's done well against rookie quarterbacks.
Yep.
So I don't see this as being like a trap game or a game where it's like we just can't stop the New England high-powered offense. Like that's not what they are. I don't think nothing to worry about here, guys. Really, honestly, if we lose this game, my God, the post game will be epic. Okay, you don't want to miss that because I will be cursing down like bad. Hyde is not playing today. Not that I heard, unless somebody else heard that. Let's just see here. It says RVD, Rob Van Dam. Yeah, I call him RVD, so I don't know. I'm being lazy, right? It's a lazy way.
It works.
It works. Tommy, Aramis, a special Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you both. Thank you, Beth. That's very nice. All right, let's get to the next one real quick. Keon Coleman versus Jonathan Jones. The Bills showed in Detroit that their offense could still play at a high level without contributions from Amari Cooper. Buffalo's number 1 receiver did not have a catch against the Lions, but will still probably draw coverage from the Patriots' top defensive back in Christian Gonzalez. That leaves Jones, a veteran, likely seeing plenty of Coleman, a rookie. Can the first-year pro help Buffalo get more production from the receivers this week? What do you think about Keon? You think he's going to have a game today?
Jack Jones is a smaller guy. I think he's like 5'9" or something like that, 5'10". He's not a big corner, but he's fast.
Right.
So I do think, if it's a 50-50 ball, I can count on Coleman coming up with that. I don't know. Something about this game. I don't think they're going to. I don't think they're going to need to attack the outside very much to win this game. Honestly,
Okay.
I mean, usually with the Patriots, there's you can create enough space inside, and that's traditionally not traditionally, I should, but under Sean McDermott and going against this Patriots team, the inside of that defense is traditionally where you would want to attack because they have stressed so much on shutting down the outside. Now I don't know what this iteration of the Patriots is going to try to do against us. Maybe they try to take away the seam routes. But if that's the case, Amari Cooper is going to destroy Christian Gonzalez on the outside. I just don't think you're going to need much from Coleman today. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even know if that's a matchup that needs attention.
That's true. That's true. I understand that. All right, Von Miller versus Demontre Jacobs. Miller is one of the best to do it. Meanwhile, Jacobs is the worst graded offensive tackle in the NFL currently in PFF grading system. Miller could take the game over on passing downs. What do you think about Von Miller having himself a game today versus one of the worst in the league?
Yeah, don't be surprised if this is a 3-sack game for him.
Damn, 3 sacks.
That offensive line is not good. They're not good. They can't run the ball. They haven't been able to protect well all season long. And again, as you stated earlier, listen, Sean McDermott is at this point in his career now. When I did the research, this was like a year and a half ago, but at this point in his career now, he's over 700 against quarterbacks with a 500 or less win percentage for their career. And the rookie they have in Drake May he fits that category. So this is going to be a game where Sean McDermott does what he wants defensively against this rookie quarterback and that offense that that can't seem to get the ball to its receivers and really doesn't really throw to its receivers. Hunter Henry is their top pass catcher. Ramondre Stevenson, I think he doesn't even have 800 yards on the season right now. It's just a very poor offense. So, when it comes to being able to attack it and put it in long third down and distance positions, I think we're going to see a lot of that. And I think Von's going to have plenty of opportunity to eat today.
All right. Sweat coming in. I think it's going to be a heavy run game. You think today it's going to be a heavy run game? I'm guessing you're saying both teams, but we'll just go with Buffalo. You think it's going to be heavy on the run, or you think it's going to be a little bit of just 50-50 as far as passing and running goes?
I think it'll be heavy run, but only because the defense won't be able to shut it down. You know what I mean? Like, I think this is one of those games where, you know what, let's just keep it on the ground and throw it when we need to. Let's get out of here healthy and, worry about the Jets next week.
Yeah. Speaking of scores, because people are talking about the Rams, because we look at that stuff because
your boy
we did give up we gave up a lot of points, and I see that. Yeah, about time. So let's get some points, scores points. Falcons are up on the Giants 34-7. Lions, and there is 5 minutes to go in that game. Lions up 34-17 over the Bears. There's 7 minutes to go. Bengals up over the Browns 17-6. Browns are driving, though. 2 minutes, 50 seconds to go in that game. The Colts up 38-22 with 8 minutes to go. The Rams are up 19-9 now. The Jets are driving with 3 minutes to go in the game. Eagles up 27-21. By the way, Hurts got a concussion, I believe, in his second quarter and left that game. Did not return, so he's out. It's Pickens in the game. He's playing okay, but it's 27-21, so that is a close game. Cardinals are down right now to the Panthers 30-27. I need the Cardinals to win in my parlay, but they are playing catch up. Boy, the whole game they've been trying to play catch up. Usually that doesn't work, but we'll see. Panthers are bad, but they've been playing better as of late.
Oh, yeah.
But there's 6 minutes to go in that game, a little over 6 minutes. Panthers, and like I said, the Cardinals just scored, so Panthers will have the ball. So, yeah, some close games, some blowouts. The Giants actually went up, I think, early in that game, and the Falcons just been just getting turnovers and touchdowns. Their rookie quarterback, man, he is a pretty spiral, bro. Like, that dude has a good arm. It's just, can you make it in the NFL? We'll see. Penix, Falcons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude. Like, if you ever, I don't know if you caught him in college, but man, he really has a really like tight spiral, good arm. But once again, I always say, NFL's a different beast, bro. So we'll see what happens. You know, the film's not out on him yet. He may look good early on, but I always say watch for the second season. That's when you know where a quarterback's headed. Areola, can we talk about how Penix went from the worst pick to this sneaky most genius pick ever? Can we also talk about Atlanta paying $180 million to Kirk Cousins, and now they have the highest paid backup in the league? So I don't know if it's a genius pick, but they probably paid him and were like, maybe we made a mistake. I don't know I have no idea what was going on in that room when they did that, but there had to have been like a sense of regret when they paid him. Had to have been, because why would you draft Penix? I think there was some kind of sense there, like, did we make the right choice? We already, there's no backing out of it now, but let's have a bet. Yeah. Let's draft this guy so the fans don't like come back and go, well, what happened? Right. So at least you have a backup plan.
The only time a move like that happens, I'll tell you, the only time a move like that happens is when there's influence from ownership. No head coach in his right mind is going to invest that much into the quarterback position in the same season. We've never seen it done. This is the first season that we've seen it done, which leads me to believe the head coach went into the offseason with the plan of, we're going to get Kirk Cousins. He's going to stabilize the offense. I'll be able to keep my job long enough to get this thing flowing the way that I want it to flow. Then once I got the team put together, now I can go get a quarterback and put him into that system.
Right.
But I'm sure Arthur Blank is looking at Michael Penix and looking at that arm and thinking, man, a young quarterback, I want that guy.
Security.
Exactly. Right. What you're talking about. I want that guy. Make him work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Time you see a move like that happen.
It's rare. I will say that early, at least the same season is where I'm getting at. Like, where else we saw that one year that I can remember off the top of my head? Russell Wilson. When the Seattle Seahawks paid, I forget what quarterback it was, but they paid him a decent contract. He went there. It wasn't Castle. It was the Patriots quarterback at one point.
No.
And wasn't it? No, it wasn't.
No.
Chat, help us out. It was the Seattle Seahawks signed somebody, and they paid him decent. And then they drafted Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson wound up winning the job in training camp. Remember that? And then that guy just wound up just getting paid and leaving. I don't even know how many seasons he was on the team for. But that was another example. Now, it wasn't $180 million, but I know they paid him pretty good amount. By the way, the Jets just missed the field goal way off. They're going to lose that game. They're down 19-9. But yeah, so who was it? Because I thought it was a Patriots old quarterback, bro.
I'm pulling up
I could swear it was.
Now. So their quarterbacks were
you go back to Russell Wilson's rookie year, whenever that was, because he was still on the team.
He's drafted in 2013. Trying to see.
Let's see if a chat can come up with it quicker than you.
Faster than me, probably now.
Yeah, sometimes if we had Spin in here, Mr. Genius Spin, he'd come up with the. Oh, Green Bay. That's right. He was the Packers quarterback.
Yeah.
Yes, he was a backup for but I don't remember his name. Robert, thank you. I don't know why I can't think of his name off the top of my dome. But I didn't even hear about him afterwards. But he got a decent contract.
Okay, so
let's see if King Aramis finds. Yeah, if that was his rookie year, then yeah, it'll be on there.
He wasn't even
on the Bills after.
He wasn't on the depth chart. They had Russell Wilson and Tavares Jackson backing him up.
Then maybe they got rid of him.
Yeah, they must have got rid of him.
Flynn.
Matt Flynn. That's who it was.
Yeah, and they gave him a decent contract, if I remember. He was supposed to be the starting quarterback going into that season, and Russell Wilson just looked really, really good. And never gave the job back up.
Yeah.
So shout out to him. Let's see here. Commanders are driving. They have the ball, by the way, 11 minutes ago. Still a lot of time in that game, but they're down 27-21. Panthers 3rd and 16. That's the really closest game we got right here. The Eagles game and the Carolina Cardinals game. So it's 3rd and 16. Panthers have the ball at their own 24. So if Arizona gets a stop here, it's big for Arizona with 5 minutes to go. They could potentially win the game on a long drive. 4th and 10. So yeah, they're going to have to punt. So Arizona's going to get the ball back. But anyways, let's get to the next big 3 causes for concern. All right, is there any really? I mean, I can't believe they even. All right, well, whatever. Question marks in the secondary. Look, we already talked about it. We'll skip that part. I'm not really concerned. I don't believe in the Patriots' offensive weapons. That even with guys that are missing like DeMar Hamlin, Taylor Rapp, I just don't see that them being an issue. Containing Drake May once again. We'll talk about. I'm not concerned about Drake May. He's a rookie. We'll skip past that and we'll get to that later. Overlooking an opponent. Okay, we'll talk about that. Let's talk about that. The Bills are coming off the win over the Lions, who many consider to be the best team in the NFL. I said that going into that game, and it, for me, it was true. It held true going into that game. I thought they were playing the best football at that time, but obviously my opinion has changed since because we beat them. But combine that with a win over the Kansas City Chiefs earlier this year, and the Bills have proven they could beat anyone. What's difficult is bringing the same intensity for a Week 16 matchup with the Patriots as you did in a Super Bowl preview type of game. The Bills' discipline and execution will be tested by a division rival looking to play spoiler. You see this as a game where I just don't, man. I don't think the Bills are kind of built that way. I'll be honest with you. I don't think they go into a game where they're just like lackluster, not worrying about it, looking ahead. I could be wrong, but I just like people said that we were doing that against the Rams potentially. I don't think so. I just think, listen, the Rams are hot that day, bro. I think the Bills, once again, it's kind of like the Lions game. We started slow. They started hot. We were playing catch up.
Yeah.
That's it. There was I don't think we overlooked the Rams. I just think, bro, the Rams that day, bro, and it can happen, right? When you have an offense like the Rams and they just are in a zone, especially in a zone, and you fall behind, bro, that's a wrap. It's almost a wrap. It's almost a wrap if you have to play catch up on a team like that. That's just everything they do is working. And that's what it was. I don't think the Bills overlooked the Rams coming off the 49ers game. It just what it is. It's the NFL, and sometimes you have those kind of games. But I think this game, bro, like I said, I don't think the Bills are looking past the Patriots. I think it's a home game. We haven't been at home for a while. I think they're going to give a show for the fans, man. That's what I think.
I don't. In the macro, I don't disagree with you. In the micro, I will say this. I think what we see on the field on Sundays is an indication of what this team respects, right? And I don't think they quite respected enough the Rams' defensive line play. Part of that could have been because the Rams had, players coming back off of injury. Because the team we saw, that was the most healthy they had been all season, right? And so, it's easy as a coach to kind of fall into, okay, these guys are coming back off of injury. They may not be at 100% based on what we saw of them on tape in preseason or whatever. This is what they look like. It's not cohesive, or they're not going to do well against these looks. But like you said, we have to give the Rams credit for doing their job. We have to give them credit for studying their film and coming up with a game plan for them that worked against our run game defensively. So, there's credence to both sides of thought. You know what I mean? Do we want the Bills going into every single game respecting every aspect of every team they play? It's in a sense, it's not really possible to do that because there's not enough time to study everything there is to study. You got to pick and choose what your matchups are going to be and what you're going to attack, and then you go with that. Whatever the best options are, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And then if you have time after that to throw a little something into the game plan, cool. But that's just what it is, It's not enough time to do all of it.
I hear you. I hear that. Callie, I think there was somebody mic'd up. They always play it on the Buffalo Bills YouTube page, so go over there and look. I think there was. They usually do. And by the way, the Titans just scored and a 2-point conversion, 2 minutes to go, 2 minutes, 50 seconds, 38-30. The Colts were whooping them at one point. And the Titans have just had themselves a fourth quarter, 15 unanswered points right now. Colts better respond, boy.
Commanders just scored.
And the Commanders just scored. Yep, it's 27-27. I don't know if they kicked the extra point yet.
Not yet. They still have to.
Yeah, they just went up 28-27. So, wow. So, I'm going to tell you, like, losing your starting quarterback, that's what happens sometimes, man. Like, it's going to be, you're going against Commanders at home. Commanders right now, 14 unanswered points in the fourth quarter as well. Not looking good if you're Eagles fan right now. You better hope Hurts comes back. And by the way, Hurts got hurt on a run. That's how he got a concussion. He got tackled by two players. He got up, looked at the ref. He gave him a thumbs up, which is like he was fine, but I guess he wasn't because they took him off the field and he never returned. So Cardinals have the ball. 1st and 10 at Carolina 48 with 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go. It's 30-27 Carolina right now. So close games, boy. I mean, I thought the Colts game was over, and it's not over. I will tell you what is over. Bengals are up 24-6 with 1 minute to go. Game over. The Lions are up 34-17 with 3 minutes to go. Game over. The Falcons are up 34-7 with 1 minute to go. Game over. And there is officially a game over. Rams beat the Jets 19-9. So yeah, the Jets are so goddamn bad, bro. Holy crap, are they terrible? But no, I don't think anyone had them beating the Rams, but my God, they're bad. Anyways, let's get to this last thing. 3 keys to a Bills victory. All right. Just show up and do your job.
Right.
We should have. And that sums it up with the 3 keys. No, I'm just saying. Keep Dre May in the pocket. Given the Patriots offensive line has struggled consistently this year, rookie quarterback Drake May has had to be in a scramble more than he'd like to. Without a consistent push in the running game or protection to get the ball out in the passing game, May has done what Josh Allen did in the beginning of his career. He's putting the offense into his own hands and trying to make something positive happen with his legs. The off-script playing style that May provides works at times. From week 6 to 13, May had averaged 41.6 rushing yards per game. The Bills will be wise to keep an eye on him leaving the pocket. How do you feel about that? You think we should have some kind of spy when it comes to May, or just collapse the pocket and get after him?
Yeah, I think you just attack him. This is not, again, he's if he's going to scramble, he's going to take off and run himself. As a rookie, you very seldomly see rookie quarterbacks that can run scramble with the mindset to distribute. You know what I'm saying? And with the receivers that they have and how bad they've looked in the passing game this season, I think whenever you see Drake May run, he's just running to run. He's running to try and get yardage. Everybody on defense is fast enough to catch him. So you just you play him straight up. You don't need to do anything different. I
agree. Just looking at this Cardinals game, 3rd and 11, Murray going deep, and he just threw a terrible interception. Awful throw. I mean, really bad. I don't know what the hell he was looking at. Anyways, Bills media always publishes the Bills Mike's videos following the games for their hype videos. Yeah, it should be up there. I mean, I would look. That's the Jets D a whole lot better against the Rams than the Bills did. Their offense may not be good, but that D isn't terrible. Now their defense, the Jets, they've been all right. They've been up and down, shaky. They've had a shaky year. I mean,
they can play better man than the Bills can.
I think they have. Yeah, I think they have better talent. I'm surprised why. I'm surprised at how poorly they played for that having that talent.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like I had them as like an elite defense heading into the season from what I saw over the past 2.
Right. And
my God, like I have no idea what happened there. And of course, firing your defensive-minded head coach probably didn't help, but who knows? I just think the Rams caught fire. It's a good offense, and they just listen, man. It's not easy putting 40 points up. Like regardless of how good your offense is, they just had themselves a hell of a game. Ariella Drake and Josh was a great Nickelodeon show, not so much a great NFL matchup. No, not yet. No, right, exactly. That's a great point. Not yet. I think they're building. That Patriots team is doing it the right way. It's just really the question mark is the coach, the right guy. Who knows? I know a lot of people are saying no right now. It's only 1 year in. I can't do that yet to the guy. We'll see next year when he has more talent around him, when the GM gets more free agents for him. And if he continues to struggle and the Patriots still kind of just aren't finding their way, then yeah, maybe you need to move on after next season and find yourself a coach that could coach that team. All right, next up, dominating the line of scrimmage. Yeah, we just talked about that. The Bills' defensive line has struggled at times against the run. If the Patriots are able to get a running game going, it would make things a lot easier for their rookie quarterback in a hostile road environment. But even with the Bills' inconsistence on their defensive line, that is a tall task for New England. According to PFF, the Patriots have the worst starting offensive line in the NFL heading into Week 16. The Bills' defensive line plays up to its potential, stopping the run and pressuring May in the passing game. Then the Bills should take care of business in Week 16 by attacking the worst offensive line in the league. But I will say this. I've heard that before, and like we've played terrible. So I don't always go by like they're the worst, this is the best. Like we've gone against, like, for instance, the Bengals, who had guys coming off the practice squad and free agent, like, and we still could not get any pressure. So I don't always buy into stats like that, guys, just a heads up. Now, of course, when we look at it, we should go, yeah, the Bills should get a ton of sacks. We should get pressure. We should stop the run. I hope that's the case, but the Bills are weird sometimes, Aramis. They don't always. It doesn't always work that way. I don't get it. But so, what do you feel? You think we'll get that pressure today on May and stop that run game?
I think we'll get pressure. I think we'll for sure get pressure. The only thing that makes me nervous is how much pressure are we going to get, and not even from the standpoint of I don't think we'll get enough. I think we'll get too much. I think their offensive line is so bad that the Bills will get so much push and so much gain on the quarterback, but also leave so much space behind them if he's able to get through a gap and get out of the way of some of this rush. And that's going to leave nothing but space for him. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If you really want to play this quarterback the right way, you've got to play him the way teams try to play Josh. You just squeeze the pocket. And I think if the Bills can do that, they'll get a nice 2-touchdown lead early and they'll cruise the rest of the game, because we know the Patriots don't have the offense to play catch up. They have to win from ahead, or it has to be a tight one-score game the whole way through. That's how they do it. But yeah, in terms of pass rush, I anticipate the game plan is to put them in long third down and distance. That's, and I know it sounds generic, but for this particular team that does not have a pass game, that's exactly where you want them as a defense. So you load up against the run, you shut that down, you force them to pass the ball, and then you just squeeze the pocket and wait for a quarterback to throw one of our corners the ball.
Mm-hmm. Best saying it's going to be 30 by halftime. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised. End the game early. End it early.
Possible. It's possible if they just come out. Yeah.
And then put your backups in the second half.
It's very possible. Getting onto these scores for you guys. 34-17 Lions, 2 minutes to go. They have the ball. It's over. Colts, they're going to win. It's 38-30. It's 57 seconds left at Tennessee 41. That game's over. And I think the Titans are out of timeouts, actually. So that game's definitely over. Eagles, 6 minutes and 50 seconds to go. They're down by 1, 28-27. They are driving. It's 3rd and 7 at the 50. Cardinals are down 3 with 2 minutes to go. They got 1 timeout remaining. It's a 2-minute warning. It's 3rd and 3 at Carolina 49. So this is it. They don't get the stop here. It's kind of a wrap. So yeah, they need to get a stop here from me. Come on, Arizona. So there's some close games around the league, man. I already told you guys the ones that ended. Obviously the Falcons beat up the Giants 34-7. Bengals won 20-46, and the Rams beat the Jets 19-9. So really, there's a couple close games to watch. Like I said, in this right now, it's the Eagles Commanders and the Cardinals Panthers are close. So I think that did I finish that up? The 3 key. Oh, here's the last one. Win the turnover battle. And that's what we did last week, by the way. And we'll get rid of that. So, yeah. So, look, also, going back to last week's game, I said, too, there was 3 things that stuck out to me why we won that game. 1, we struck first. We got the points. We went up. We had that cushion. That was a big deal against the Lions. 2, we had a turnover late in the game. We didn't have one against the Rams. You go back to the Rams game, no turnovers, 0. It's the first game, I think, of the season where we didn't have a turnover. If we had a turnover in that Rams game, maybe we win that game, right? Possible, right? Things could have turned around. But we didn't. We did have one against the Lions, and it came at a perfect time. And I feel like those are the and then the onside kick by Dan Campbell. So there's 3 things that I look at that game that is a reason why, the 3 big reasons why the Bills won that game. Started off strong, got the 3 stops on defense, got that cushion, and then the turnover, and then Dan Campbell's poor decision with 12 minutes to go. That was terrible. What did you think about that decision he made? I thought it was terrible.
The onside
kick? Yeah, 12 minutes to go in the game. 10 I just thought it was so bad.
I stand by that thing, man. I stand by it.
You like it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
It's a coaching move for momentum, is what it is. When you understand your defense can't do anything to stop the other team, and I'm really just trying to keep the ball in my offense's hands and not have to put my defense back out there again to demoralize the rest of my team, because everybody's got to watch these guys and say, oh, man, we just can't stop the Bills. No, you take a shot. There's plenty of time left to where if you don't get it, you still got time to, get the ball back and try and score again. But I really think this perspective of it was a terrible call is slightly overblown because of what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like if they got the onside kick and Matt Collins didn't take it all the way down to the 6 or 10 or whatever he took it down to, I don't think people are really talking about it that much, because then the Lions still got to go out and play defense. Maybe they give up only a field goal at that point, which still would have been a win for the Lions. You know what I'm saying? But because it didn't happen that way.
So here's why I hated it on my thing. 1, the NFL kickoff rule has totally changed. So now you have to say you're kicking an onside kick. That's 1. So the element of surprise is over, right? Now you're prepared. You know it's an onside kick, which makes it even more difficult, because a regular onside kick, even when before the kickoff rule, was the percent was so small, right? Mm-hmm. Very, very tiny that of a percentage that they would get the onside kick already. That was regular rules. Now you got the new rule, it's even lower because now there's no surprise, right? Right. So that's 1. 2, we were up 10 at the time, and I understand that what you're going with it, which is, hey, the coach probably thinking at that point, can't stop Josh Allen, can't stop that offense. They're going to score. I get that point. However, you're only down 10, 12 minutes to go. Let's say you kick the ball off, fine. We're not returning kicks, right, most of the time. But let's say there's a bad handoff. Let's say Josh Allen throws a pretty ball to Khalil Shakir or whoever, and there was a fumble. Or let's say whatever. Let's say a 3 and out. Let's just say they got lucky, 3 and out. Anything could have happened at that point. I'm just throwing. I understand his thinking, but at the same time, it was so much time left in the game. And it's football. Anything can happen in football, right? Like, not just like Josh. I get it. Like I said, like I understand we were humming, but bro, I've seen crazier things happen. There's fumbles all the time. Like, so I just didn't really care for it. I thought it was a poor decision, but I understand where you're going to, right? I get it in a way, but he actually said after the game he wanted to have done it. Like, it was a bad decision. And I think it really ultimately was a bad decision because there's no surprise.
Do we really believe him when he says that, though?
Probably not. Probably not. But
because he's the 4th down guy. Like he is
the 4th down guy. But that is a risky. By the way, the Cardinals got the stop. And Philly just made a 50-yard field goal, and I'm surprised because Elliott this year has been terrible. So the Eagles just went up 30-28 with 3 minutes to go. Cardinals have the ball. 1st and 10 at Carolina 49. They need a field goal to take it in overtime. A touchdown obviously wins the game. So, boy, 2 games. I mean, down to the wire. By the way, Connor went out for the game with a knee injury. So, anybody has Connor on their fantasy team, I'm sorry, but he did good in the beginning. But this is the NFL, folks. That injuries happen. It sucks. I don't know how bad it is. Let's see. You're 3rd and 4 at Carolina 43. 26 seconds to go. We'll stick it here. We'll stick to this before we go. We'll see how this plays out. So let's go back to our game. Go ahead and give me your go ahead. You know what? We have a new segment. And it is King Aramis's bold prediction. So go ahead, King. Give us some bold predictions.
Bold predictions?
Give us some hot takes. Whatever we want to call it. King's hot takes, we'll call it. We'll call it King's hot takes. Go ahead.
All right. I'm willing to put money down that Elam is going to start again in this game as the number 2 corner. I think he's going to get a pick in this game. I'm willing to even say he's going to get 2. Here's the hot take, though.
Wow, 2 picks for Elam? All right.
Yeah. I think Elam is going to start the rest of the season. I really do. I think, and I just mean.
You think he's taking Rasul's job? Really?
No,
wow.
No. I think the Bills are going to see these next 3 games as an opportunity to rest their starters, and I think Elam is going to get that experience. And here's the other part. My prediction for Elam in the rest of the season, I think Rasul Douglas is not. I think he's going to come back. I think he's going to get hurt again, and I think Elam's going to keep the job. It's just a feeling I have. It's whatever you want to say. But for this game, listen, I'll just give my score prediction. I think my score prediction will say it all. You ready? I think this game is going to be 38-3.
38-3.
38-3. I don't think the Patriots have it in them to score a touchdown in this game. I think it's going to be a late field goal late in the game, but I think it's going to be a blowout. Screw you, Roy.
More than Chester than that. Terrible.
But I think it's gonna be a blowout, man. I really do. I don't respect anything about what the Patriots do. There you go. Yep, 42-10. There you go. Yep.
So by the way, Arizona just tied it up. 30-30 going into OT, baby. So I'm not dead yet. My parlay's still good. Eagles are up 30-28 with 3 minutes to go. It's 3rd and 5 at Washington 40. So the 2 games to really keep an eye on right now. Everything else, the Vikings and Seahawks just started, by the way, on that game. So let's get to some score predictions, by the way. So go ahead, guys, and everybody in the chat, go ahead and put your score prediction down. King Aramis. Go ahead. Give us a score prediction.
38-3, man. 38-3. That's it.
Damn. You are unreal. 38-3. I can't do it. I can't. By the way, I will never go over 40 again, ever. It's like it's for some reason, when I go under 40, we are kicking ass. I'm going to stay under 40 because of that. I don't want to jinx me.
All right.
I don't want to jinx it. So I'm going to go 38-17. We give up points, guys. We do. I don't get it. We should. I agree with you. This should be a 38-7 game. 3-6 game. 38-6, 38-3, 38-7. Like, it should be around there. I understand that. I don't get it, but we do. We give up points. We do. And we shouldn't. I mean, go look back. When is the last time we held a team to 3 points, Aramis? I mean, like, be real. Like, listen, I get where you're going.
A team this bad?
The fucking Jets.
No, Jets are not terrible. Jets are not.
All right, so okay, so let's look at our what we played this year. Like, I'm just gonna go over our schedule, like what we played already. Okay, yep. So Arizona 34-28. I get it, Arizona, right? Okay. The Dolphins 31-10. We gave up 10. Jacksonville, they're terrible. We gave up 10. Okay.
They're
Baltimore. That's maybe. Yeah. Okay, I'll give you that. So that was a good one. 10. We gave up 20-30 to Houston. They're better. We gave up 20 to the Jets. I guess they're better. I guess, are they? 10 to Tennessee. 10 to Seattle. That was a good one. 27 to Miami. They're obviously better. The Colts 20. Chiefs 21. 49ers 10. But 42 and 42. Or 44 and 42 points. 86 points over the last 2 weeks. So we haven't held a team under 10 though, Aramis. So you're saying this will be the first time all season.
First time for everything.
Man. Cali Blitz going 31-28. Wow.
Oh,
Ho, hey-oh.
You doing too much, man. Jeez.
Wow. Beth saying we don't punt in all capital letters.
Yep.
Listen, I want that guy. Like, I do. Like, we should. That's the only reason. He says, I don't trust our D. See, but I understand where Cali is going, because sometimes you're what you remember is the last thing you saw. Right? I'm just saying. And the last thing we remember, is really the last 2 weeks, which we given up a shit ton of points, right? 86.
Here's what people don't know. I actually have a cheat code. One of my other co-hosts, my boy Melly Mack, he knows his team. It's something about him where whenever he calls a win, it's a win. Whenever he calls a loss, it's usually a loss. And he doesn't usually get too hard in his stance unless he's certain. He called the Rams loss. Like he said it was a trap game, and it was, right? And he's saying this game is going to be a blowout. I trust his judgment. Like he knows his team. You know what I'm saying? And
well, the name alone is pretty cool. What is it?
Melly Mack.
Melly Mack. See, I was almost called a Melly Mel, the old school '80s rapper, but okay. I
got it from. I don't know.
Okay.
But I just call him Mac. So, but yeah. So but yeah, I listened to his thought process on the blowout, and then as I began to think about the matchups and what the Bills usually do against rookie quarterbacks and bad quarterbacks, I said to myself, and I to save from going through that whole thought process again, I just don't think the Patriots have enough to do anything against this defense. I really don't. It's a very, very bad Patriots team. Very bad.
Wow. You heard it there. You heard it first. Aramis is saying 38-3. And Beth and you are on the same page, because Beth's saying we're putting 30. So 30 up by half, but then apparently we only scored 8 points in the second half. We let up the gas a little bit. 2-minute drill. So let's we're going to get out of here. But last, real quick with the score. So Arizona, or actually the Panthers have the ball to start in overtime, 2nd and 9 at Carolina 31. Eagles and Commanders. Eagles are now up 33-28. So they made another field goal with 1 minute, 58 seconds to go. So there's your scores, guys, and we're about to go and watch the Bills game, and we appreciate you guys once again rocking with me and King Aramis.
Hey,
me and Mikey will be. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, really quick for Areola.
Yeah, go ahead.
Listen, Areola, hit me up on social media, Twitter, whatever. I'll give you where I got the hat from, because he's been asking all the whole
the hat. Yeah, let's
but
go ahead.
I get it. No free pub. So
Oh, by the way, real quick too, for everyone, it's in the chat. Where can everybody find you at? Because now you have the official Post Podium podcast that's still been up. We're going to talk about the other people. Let's just talk about your peoples. Go ahead.
Yeah,
plug away.
The Post Podium podcast. We're on YouTube. We stream on YouTube and Twitter. We're building our social media pages and stuff like that. But we started on YouTube, so that's where everybody that runs with us is. We've got a lot more than just live content. We've got recorded content. My pop, my spiritual dad, Damaris Johnson. He played in the NFL. He played for the Bills and the Dolphins, and that's where I get most of my football knowledge from. We talk on a regular basis all the time. So I have a Coach D's Corner that I do. It's a show with him, a recorded show where we do film review. That's coming back this week. And then we got another stat show that I'm starting with 40 Keys, and that should be running in the next 2 weeks or so too. So a lot of really good content. We got live and recorded content coming at you. And we love talking with people after the shows. We love talking with people on social media. I saw my guy Steve Lynn in the chat here. We talk all the time on Facebook. So I'm up for it. Anybody wants to hit me up, ask me questions, or just have a conversation, I'm down to talk ball all the time.
Nice. Look at that, man. King Aramis. Listen, the king always has time for his people. Okay. he always makes time. This isn't the evil king. This is a good guy right here.
Right.
So,
For the people.
For the people. All right. You all heard this. For the people. For Bill's Mafia. That's his people. All right. So go over there, post-podium. Post-podium? Did I say post-podium? It's the post-podium. It's the potty time, guys. Post-podium podcast. The triple P. Triple P. All right.
There you go.
Just like I say RVD. Go to the triple P. Anyways, guys, we're out of here. Bills Mafia, you rule. King Aramis, you rule. And we are out of here. Peace. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Aramis. Yeah.
I got you.
Later.